What's up, guys? I'm going out here into the bee yard real quick. I guess what I'm doing is I'm pretty much just checking the stores. I've had this sugar water on for a week, and now I'm contemplating with myself because I'm thinking maybe that my sugar water may have fermented. I don't know that for sure because I don't know I don't know the difference between fermented sugar water and not. But it's been on for about a week, and I'm conflicted because I don't think I mixed it very well. So when I come out here and it's kicked onto the bottom or the top of the lid, the bottom of the lid, here's what I'm talking about, guys. When it's caked onto this lid right here, which I turn upside down and I feed it upside down, it makes me feel like that the bees aren't getting it or not able to get it. So that's why I keep on coming out here and stirring it. I've stirred it twice so far. I came out a couple days ago, and then I've come out now. So now I'm starting to think that they're not taking it because it's fermented, which is what my mentor had told me. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do about this. So let me set this right here. I don't think it's really wanting to. No. It has no smell at all. I think it's just not mixed up very good, guys. I think it's not mixed up at all. I don't know what the deal is. I'm going to try to mix it up again. I'm going to try to mix it up again and put it back on there. I bet all the beehives are like this, to be honest, guys. I really do. I bet they're all like this. We'll put it back on there. There's one other thing I'd like to figure out is how heavy this thing is, man. I'm kind of curious to see how heavy this hive is. Check it real quick. It's pretty light, but can't do anything about it right now. I'm just gonna have to put this on there and hopefully they take it. I don't know. Hopefully they take it, guys. We'll see. I don't know. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of wondering if it's not fermented or something. But maybe you guys will know how long it takes for sugar water to ferment. Or, I mean, a lot of people will say, well, if they're not taking it, then they're full. But that hive is light. That hive is light. I put a full 2 gallons on it. Granted, the only thing I could think of the one I'm talking about is right here. the only thing I could think of that would be other than that would be sugar caked onto with a hose, and they weren't able to get it out. So that's the only thing I can think of right now. But anyways, I'm gonna try this one over here real quick. I'm gonna set you up over here. All right, guys, I'm looking at this hive right here, this one right next to it, and I'm looking and I see this one is actually clear all the way through. So I don't know, but it does have some black mold in it, so I don't know if that's a factor or not, but it is clear all the way through. Are they getting it? It's what I want to know. Is there any holes? Yeah, there's holes that's coming through. Yeah, there's holes that it's coming through, so they're getting it. It's just they're not taking it. I didn't think they were that heavy enough, though, guys. They didn't feel heavy enough. No, they don't feel heavy enough. I don't know. Well, I'll go ahead and check the rest of these real quick. I plan to do something, so I called this guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I actually originally called him to see if black mold had an effect on bees. He said yes, it does. In a sense, they don't like it, so he suggested to replace the sugar water, and so I contemplated it, and so I'm going to give it a couple more. I'm going to give it a couple more days. So I went ahead and put it back in there because I got to looking at most other hives that did have access to legit clear honey, and they're not taking it as well. So my thinking is that if they're not taking it, the ones that does have it available, then I'm thinking that the hive that does have the black mold in it doesn't have the opportunity, or probably don't need it just like the other ones do. So I'm just going to give them a couple extra days. But on the hives, guys, when I mixed up my sugar water this last time, I mixed it up and I didn't completely mix it all the way to where it got clear, which is what you're supposed to do. Guys, when you mix your sugar water, whether it be 2-to-1 sugar versus water or 1-to-1 sugar versus water, you're supposed to mix it up completely to where it's clear. But I was in a hurry last time and I didn't get to it, so I just mixed it up a couple times to where it was good, and I put it out there. I was in a hurry. And so when I came back out here right now, it was kind of caked onto the lid. And so what I did was, and I'm fixing to turn this around to show you, was I just took it off the lid and I set it right on top. It's hard enough, kind of a little bit of wet, but hard enough to where I feel like they'll eat on it and take it. And so I'm thinking that, because see, my thought was that all this was on the lid of this bucket. And so I figured, you know what, they're not getting it because the holes are plugged up from all this being on top. So what I did is I just took all that mess off the lid and put it right here and stuck the bucket back on, because you never know, they might be using this for water, but they might be, but the rest of this is still sugar water, but just not as strong because of this. So you know what, my chances are greater because I don't have an option right now to do. I don't have enough time to be able to do this. I've got something else going on today. So this is what my plan is to do. And I've actually did this with this hive, this one here, and this one. And I did it with this one also. So this one is actually the one that I thought would take all of the sugar water, but I got it to looking in there, and because the sugar water was clear when I put it in there, and it's in jars, so they're easily accessible for them, and they didn't take as much as I thought. So my thinking is that most of these guys are not taking it as of right now. So that's why I'm gonna let this one right here go. This is the one that had the black mold in it, so we'll see. But for the rest of them, I'm gonna try this. The bees can come over and grab what they want. Matter of fact, this is the dead bee. Go ahead and get that out for them. I'm gonna let them be like this. There was no bees over here. They were all over in this corner right here because I took this off and they were all underneath the bucket. I left the bucket on with the sugar water that still has sugar, but it has a little bit of water in it too. The ratio is higher in the water in the bucket now, because I did have it at about, when this sugar water was in here, the ratio was about 1.5 to 1.7 sugar versus 1 to water. And so when I took this out, I think it lessened the amount of sugar in here. So I think it's probably more like 1 to 1, maybe even less. I don't know. But I feel like that this will help them. And I feel like that because currently, and guys, you got to realize, guys, I don't have that much money. Some people do. Some people's got a lot of money that they're able to go and put a lot of buy all the sugar water. I don't have much money to go buy sugar every single time. So when I get sugar water, they're going to have to take what they got, in my opinion. But, I mean, I just got a fixed budget. Let's put it that way, all right? I got a fixed budget that I can't just buy sugar water and replace the sugar water that's in there currently. So that's what I'm kind of working with right here, guys, is I'm working on a budget. Sugar water they've got is going to have to work for now. And you know what? We'll just see how it works. I don't know how this will work and if it will work or not, but look here, guys. They're kind of starting to find out, hey, guys, there's sugar over here. So we'll see. Anyways, that's what I am planning on doing. I'm going to go ahead and turn this around real quick. So guys, you'll notice that I'll make a call because I'm still new to this, guys. I'm still a new beekeeper, all right? I'm new at all this, and I'm still needing advice. And so I do call my friends, and to be honest, you know, I'm not going to get on this YouTube channel and say that I know everything, because I don't. A friend of mine, my mentor, told me there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. And so I feel like that any type of advice that you get from somebody is definitely should be taken into consideration. You might find something different. You might find it a different way it works for you, which if it works for you, great, do it. And if you find a different situation or a different information that maybe a friend or somebody told you that works better and you want to try it, go for it. It's just sometimes I need a little help. And so I'm not going to say that I'm perfect on everything, but I wanted to call to make sure on that specific hive that whether or not black mold does affect. And he suggested that yes, it does. But I'm going to step back a little bit and recognize the fact that yes, somebody told me that yes, black mold does have an effect on it. But I'm going to leave it in there for a couple days, and this is the one. I'm going to leave it in there for a couple days and see how it goes. And if I come, because we got another week or so of average weather, about 50 degrees, and I feel like they'll be able to take the sugar water once it gets higher up in the 50s and maybe lower in the 50s. Yeah. So I'll check it again, see how it goes. And if they're still not taking it, I might replace it with some more sugar water. But as of right now, I just don't want to waste it. Because like I said, I want a fixed budget, guys. I don't have much money. And I'm trying to start off as a beekeeper. And my goal, guys, is for my bees to be self-sufficient. Whatever they make, I'm putting right back into it. And I'm having them be self-sufficient. This is a hobby, guys. I don't make money at this. I don't make money. I love beekeeping, and honey's nice too. I love doing beekeeping, and so I love learning about it. And sometimes, guys, I learn information that I forget, so I have to go back and remind myself. But it's just the hobby for me. I love it. But anyways, let me get back to this. I'm not perfect, guys. I am by far anywhere near perfect, but I will try my best. So I'm gonna look into this hive now. I've been looking at all these hives. I've been looking in, and I'm gonna check this one real quick. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm sure this hive is probably going to do the same stuff, have that caked on there. So, I'll show you. And if I'm wrong, then, you know, I'm wrong. Whatever. Alright, I just popped this open, guys. Let's take a look inside. Take a look at this inside. So as you can see, sugar water is still about halfway. Bees are all crowded around it. There's no bees over here on this side. But I'm looking down in between the frames, guys, and I'm seeing some capped honey. So they're either not needing it or they can't get to it. I don't know, but I am seeing some capped honey. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out real quick. I'm gonna prop you up right here instead. If I can, at least. There. All right, I'm gonna take this sugar bucket out. Lots of bees on it. They're mad. They're mad that I'm taking it from them. All right. Get my little bucket knife here. This is actually my stirrer also. It's probably not a good idea, but I still do it. All right. Now look here, guys. Look at all that caked on there. It's all that caked on there, and I'm sure they can't get to it on this side because of those holes. So I'm just gonna go and put all this on top of the frames. Just rake it right on top of the frames, and they'll eat it. In my opinion, they will. We'll find out. How about that? It's still sugar water, guys. Sugar. And guys, some may call this the mountain camp method or something like that. It's an emergency style of feeding. And yes, I would say that yes is probably an emergency style of feeding because I need them fed. And they haven't been getting much feed for the past, I don't know, couple days. So the rest of this I'm gonna go ahead and just stir it up, and hopefully it mixes well, because all this is just rocks. I might just take it out. Look at that rock. I'm gonna set it right in the hive. Oh, they got mad at me. All this is solid rock. You never know. It might be helping them more than you think when you do this. I've never heard of anybody doing this before, other than the fact that they do have certain things out there that's kind of the same concept, which is like sugar patties and all that mess. So what's to say that this is the same stuff? Ow, whew, I got stung. Same mess, you know? Bunch of bees. They're getting in my sugar water. I'm just gonna get them out. These guys are crazy. They're flying in saying we can't swim. Well, no depth. All right, put this sucker back on here. Get off here. Get off there. Get off. Get off. Get off there. Are you kidding me? Really? All right. Put this back on there. Matter of fact, I need to clean the lid. The lid won't close, so you gotta have to rake the edges of it like this, guys. Get that sugar out of there. Get the rest of the bees that just flew in there out. All right. We'll give her a shot. All right. Put this back on there. Now guys, I'm not seeing this dribble. I'll check for this dribble. I like seeing. I might take my knife out of here, guys, and cut me a couple holes into this lid so it comes on out. My gloves are way too big for my pockets. All right. Get my knife out here. Well, come on. Darn thing. Poke me a hole right in this lid. A little bigger one at least, so I know that it's coming out. They'll take it. All right, now I'm gonna set it on top. Get all these bees off of me. All right, that's what it looks like, guys. Got the rocks on the side here, and I got the excess water, sugar water. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Last week didn't work out so well with me just using sugar water, so this week I'm going to do this. Most of them are pretty heavy, guys. Most of them are heavy, so we'll see.